What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are going to be starting here in a minute. We're just letting all the YouTube stuff happen. We got some great stuff coming down the pipe. I'm not live in Discord. Oops. Let me go ahead and fix that. Where is it? Yeah, there it goes. Oh, I did not do the pop out. Oh, that's going to be frustrating. Let me fix that before we get started. You gotta do the pop out the chat, new tab, copy tab, put tab there, close the chat so it restores the chat so I can do the admin stuff. Copy that. Welcome to behind the scenes of Take Radio. You just listen to a ramble all the time. Alright. This should work. The first one in the chat, Andy. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for joining 45 Auto. What's going on? We got Mike, or Mike, gonna be on today. You forgot about that, didn't you? Cooley, what's up? All right, let me get that set, bam, bam, and transition. Oh, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Frank, KG5HJ, and I think I got the audio right. Thank you all for watching. I can't wait. We're going to have some fun today, and we're going to be talking about the GoKit challenge. We're going to be talking about what we saw, what we liked, what we disliked, and whatever else comes up. But as always, let's go ahead and play that awesome intro video. Quick shout out to all my Patreons who makes the show possible. You can support me by joining Patreon in the link below. And on to Take Radio. What is up, y'all? I think the mic did not change. I am watching the mic levels as always, but Windows does its thing. But thank y'all for joining. We're going to have some fun today. I got a awesome new announcement about something new, and we're going to be talking about here. It's been announced to the Patreons. Go ahead and check that Patreon portal real fast if you got it before I say that. But other than that, thank y'all for tuning in and watching. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. I can't do this without y'all support. And the rundown list is the audio podcast. The audio podcasts are released every week. If you search Tank Radio and Idiot Podcaster app you got, you'll find me, Tank Radio, and there's 2 audio podcasts. That means are not on YouTube. It's just awesome fun, just more behind the scenes and more of all my friends hanging out and chatting. It's so much fun. The super chats and buy me a beer is active, links in the description, and I think that is everything except the new thing. Oh, I think it's still set up from the Tank Commander meeting. Where is it? Here it is. We have a new t-shirt on sale. This t-shirt is the Tank Radio Blackout t-shirt. It has my Tank Radio logo kind of grayed on the breast right there. Then on the back we have the awesome Tank Radio crest. Look at that, beautiful. Before that was only seen on the hoodies. And then on the sleeve we have the awesome Tank Radio ranch brand. Love it. I love it. I love it. They're on sale and being printed now. I didn't have the link, but I'm going to go ahead and pin that in the chat. Blackout t-shirt. Bam. There we go. I misspelled it and everything. Classic. There it is. Pinned. Go ahead and bring in my guests. We have Mike and Scott. How are y'all doing?
What's happening?
What's going on,
Not
man?
much, man. Not much. I just saw you, Mike, last week, right?
We did. We
Yeah.
got to spend the night together. We had a sleepover.
We did. It was so much fun. We had pizza. Do
And
you want
onesies and popcorn.
Yep. Yep.
The Teddy Roosevelt brand. Nope. That's my awesome Tank Radio brand.
So is there a special prize for the first person who gets that brand actually branded on their skin?
I have to think of something. Please don't. Please don't.
Like Yellowstone.
Yeah.
You get to drink at Frank's house for life for free.
Yeah. Yes. That's what happens.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. And I got some already. But Mike, you came up Friday night, and we had, before we get into the whole GoKit challenge, we had a experience going for pizza.
Yes.
Not you chose a pizza place, not just down. There's many around here, nice mom and pops down the street from me in the area, but no, we drove 50 minutes to Garland.
We did.
It
took me 3.5 hours to get to your house. Yes.
True.
Yep.
And
That's what
what kind of pizza
Garland.
was it?
yeah,
It
Fortunate
was a
Sons.
Beats.
A
What
Pete's?
what was the
Beats.
category? I keep forgetting.
So we gotta give the backstory here.
Go for
so in Michigan, in Farmington, at Grand River and Halstead, there's a pizza place called Tomatoes a Beats. It's my favorite pizza place in the world. It's a New Haven style a Beats, and there is zero. Actually, no, I take that back. There's one good pizza place in Texas, in the whole state, and it's a Detroit company because there's a Jets Pizza here in Texas. So this Tomatoes a Pizza makes up Eats. It's a real thin crust, kind of like charred fire oven kind of pizza. And I haven't had it since I moved to Texas because there's no good pizza in Texas. So Dave Portnoy from One Bite Pizza Reviews reviewed this. And I'm like, holy crap, there's a Pete's in Texas, but it's like Northeast Dallas. So I'm like, I'm damned if I'm going to Dallas and I'm not having this at Pete's. So I text Frank. I'm like, we got to go to wherever what's the city called?
Garland. It is
Garland.
northeast of me by 50 minutes on as you drive.
It's irrelevant. It's whatever 3 Michelin stars. It's worth the drive. It's not really 3 Michelin stars, but for me it is. Portnoy gave it, I think, like an 8.1, something like that. He gave my favorite pizza place a 7.8. I was like, I don't know. I liked my pizza place better, obviously, but it was amazing to have good pizza again. My fat ass ordered a large margarita and the not so large, but it's still large pepperoni. I'm like, I brought my 12-volt cooler. I'm like, I'm bringing take home.
All right, so question here.
He ordered 2 large pizzas.
Yes,
one was
one
the
large
18
and
inch, and
yeah.
one was like a 14-inch or so. But they're thin. They're like really thin. It's not like a thin crust. Don't misconstrue it as that, like a chain restaurant would make. It's just thin.
Yeah.
But it's got a nice crisp undercarriage. The char. Oh yeah, you pull up the website.
Is it coal fired?
I think it
I don't
is.
think it's coal fired. No. But I don't even know if it's a wood burning oven, but they did it right. It was very, very good.
I only see crust like
Fortunate
that in
son.
a cold fire.
So we get there, it's a Friday night, it's like rush hour. Like dinner rush hour.
7:30. We arrived at 7:30.
We arrived and we circled the place. I mean, this Grove, whatever the hell city it's in, is the tiniest little postage stamp city in the world or town. So we drive around the whole town trying to find a place to park. Frank's like, let me get out and I'll go up and get our place in line,
Yep.
So I pull around and I find a parking spot right in front of the building as someone was leaving. I just made a U-turn right in the middle of the street. And I'm literally parked like 3 cars down from the front door. It was awesome. but there was like a 2-hour wait.
2 hours
So
at
we
7:30.
drove
2
around, or
hours
we
for
walked
pizza.
around. Yeah.
That's
we
how you know the
walked around.
pizza place is good.
Yeah, well, Portnoy was just there 5 months ago, so
Oh,
that tends to boost a business when they get a good review like that. So
in actual New Haven, Connecticut, where pizza was invented back in 1901, there's a place called Pepe's. If you don't get there at 3 in the afternoon, you're going to be in line out the door and around the corner for 2.5 to 3 hours.
we'll see the Tomatoes of Pizza in Michigan. I believe they were trained by the guy from Sally's.
Yeah, that's right
I
across
think
the street from
Sally's
Pepe's.
is the one. I don't know. I've never been in New Haven. I've never been to Connecticut. The only reason I'd ever go to Connecticut is for the pizza
And Izzo.
and Izzo, but
And then-
really the
yeah.
pizza. Izzo is just kind of a byproduct.
It was so we walked around for a little bit, and then we did the whole circle. We came back in, and the 2 hours out of the 30 minutes we were walking around, we're still at an hour and 40. And I looked at the bar, and I saw people with pizzas on the bar. I'm like, we're just gonna eat at the bar, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I get hangry. I was hungry. So we just found 2 places and bellied up to the bar.
Well, we found one place, but
Yeah, we did.
around the bar was another empty chair, so I just grabbed the empty chair and moved it like I owned the place.
And you were sitting right in front of the beverage station, so
I
that
was
you
at
had
the
nowhere
well, yeah.
to put the pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
you made friends with the wait staff that night, I bet.
Oh yes, we did.
Yeah. Fantastic service.
The guy was just
Place is
talking
great.
to us. He was awesome.
My only complaint about Texas pizza, if for some reason where everything's bigger in Texas is great until you get to pizza. They think a large is 16 inches. You order a large pizza up north, it's 20 to 24 inches. There's not even
Yeah, I
room
mean
on
these
the
are
table
served
for
on
plates.
sheet pans.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like big ass sheet
Yeah.
pans. It's not.
You get
It
this-
doesn't come out on just a little round thing and they put it up on a little
Yeah.
tower like they used to do at Pizza Hut. No,
This-
a freaking sheet pan,
So
and
that
that's how
pizza
it
looks-
should be. But look
that
at
pizza
that.
looks
It's
good.
just they're
looks
so
fantastic.
minimalist. Oh, but it's so good. Just good, fresh ingredients and love.
Less
But yeah,
is more
Texas. Everything
sometimes.
is bigger in Texas, but
we don't
just
have
because
a
you make
Texas
it big
style
doesn't
pizza.
mean it's
Yeah.
good.
We don't need to own pizza. We don't
Yeah,
need
see,
to even
that's me.
change
That's me as a
pizza.
pizza. That's a pizza.
Yeah.
It's a beats.
A beats.
But-
APIZZA. Like there's literally an A in front of
The-
word
the
pizza. It's
gentleman-
pronounced a beats.
The gentleman was talking to me. And I was like, "Give me the meat pizza and put jalapenos on it and make it spicy." And he's like, "You like spicy?" I'm like, "Dude, you can't burn me out." He goes, "We're gonna give you the scorpion ranch." I said,
Have you eaten
What?
all that yet?
"Yes." I said, "What?" He's like, "Scorpion ranch." So I was like, "Okay." He brought it out with the pizza, and this ranch was just, it was spicy. It was great. It lit my mouth up, and I was like, "I want to eat more than this." However, me and Mike got to be outside all morning the next day. I only had a couple of dips, and I was like, "This is great. I know what's going to do to me tomorrow, so I got to stop now." And he's like, "You're gonna," and I told him, I was like, "I'm gonna take this home because it's amazing. I'm gonna use this for wings and the leftovers." He's like, "I got you, sir." He comes out with two more little servings of it to take home, and I've the
Well, then a
past week
server
eaten it all.
came around with one because he brought you
Yeah.
one or two or whatever it was, and then a server came by like 2 minutes later. And she's like, "Here's some of this devil
Yeah,
ass ranch stuff," which I did not try. I don't want anything to do with that.
It was awesome.
So is it ranch with scorpion peppers?
Yes.
Okay.
It was hot. If you
Yeah, I bet
continue
it
to
was.
eat it, it will build on you, and you'll be drenched and sweaty. And that's what happened to me when I was eating the leftovers. I ate one of those the whole size here.
Oh my god!
Let me show it here. Yeah, this whole ramekin. I ate one of those with just 2 slices of the leftovers, and my
Oh my
mouth was on
God.
fire. It was amazing. I was like, I love everything about this.
I would have liked to have tried that, but not while I'm like
Gonna
not
be
at home.
driving, and then yeah, I understand. Real fast, thank you, Mike Mastro. He says, Frank, speaking of pizza, please consider this as a tip, maybe not tax for the 2015 tax season. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Mike. You're amazing. $20 super chat. Yes. But that was our night out. Before that, Mike came down and we had a cigar in the backyard, and it was
We did.
fun. Um, so let's
And we
get
played radio.
and
You
we
tweeted.
I did. I was like,
It's
the
like-
first thing Mike does at my house is throw up a radio in my backyard because he says I don't have a radio.
Well, you don't. You're a
I don't.
ham, and you have 0 radios set up
Mhm.
at your house. Frank doesn't even have a VHF radio set up at the house. Like, that's the easiest thing in the world to do.
Well, the first red flag is not having a DX Commander in the backyard.
Yeah.
And
Well,
owning
it will-
Which he could do.
with the wind that we had these past 2 weeks, will probably have blown down.
Bollocks.
Dude,
No, it would not. That's what guy ropes are for.
My DX Commander sat up through that hurricane that hit us in August. It was bending over sideways. It stood there. It's right, no problem.
Nice.
Not even guide.
Jason Lockwood says, "Try Carolina Reaper." Yes, I've eaten Carolina Reapers. They are amazing.
Frank's had it all.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. All right.
Have you had the that Hot Ones Beyond Insanity?
No, I haven't had the hot one sauces.
Those
But
are supposed to be
I've
pretty
eaten the
deadly.
one chip challenge a couple years ago, and my friends walked away because I wasn't sweating enough. Because they're like, you can't drink any water for 20 minutes, and 5 minutes into it, they're like, you're done, you passed. Whatever. Here's some ice cream. Because I was kind of sweating a little bit, but I'm like, I'm not doing oh my God, this is hot, the crazy dance. I'm like, I'm enjoying this experience. It's amazing. Where's the next chip? They're like,
I'm so
Frank,
high right
that
now."
chip is $20.
Is it really $20? Holy crap.
Yep.
Well, I've said this before. I like hot stuff, but I've spent years developing my palate to taste things and actually have good flavor profiles
Mhm.
and identify stuff. And putting stuff that's so hot that it burns all that hard work away doesn't do anything for me.
I love everything about spicy foods. All right, let's get into the main topic of the night for the next 42 minutes here. The GoKit Challenge. After all that fun experience, the GoKit Challenge was last Saturday over at Doublewood Tree Park, Double
Sure.
Ranch Tree Park. There it is. Double Tree Ranch Park. Yeah, I think I got it right there.
Doesn't matter. It's over.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and it was come out, set up your GoKit, you make a contact or two to prove it's 2 contacts to be honest to prove that your station does work. There were 3 categories. You had the HF category, then you have the UHF VHF category, or the technician category, and then finally the mobile category. What were some of the standouts? We'll start with you, Mike. What did you see there that you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Oh, I've thought of everything. The dude with the Wolf River Coils like mount thing,
Mhm.
that was really creative.
Mhm.
I don't think I'd ever want to take something like that portable, but you could probably just set it out in the hurricane force winds and it wouldn't fall over.
Mm-hmm. So
Um,
here's that Wolf River coil mount
yes,
that
that.
you were talking about. This gentleman welded this with angle brackets himself. And it's beautifully done. Like his welds were amazing. I was talking to
Yeah.
him. He's like, "Yeah, I do that as a living." I was like, "Well, it shows." The thing to note on it. Can I zoom in on this? No,
enhance.
because it's a video. Is that he built in LED lights to this?
Oh, that's right, he did.
Mm-hmm. And
You can kind of see them like
yeah, they're
on
right.
either side of like where the coil is.
Yeah.
Just 2 little white blips. You can't like command plus that thing.
Well, it's just the video.
No,
Double?
whatever.
No. The Zoom is for subtitles, not.
Yeah, but like what a beacon for don't run into me.
Mm-hmm.
He's got lights on it. He's got reflective tape. He's got yellow counterpoise wires. He's got multicolored tape on the coax.
Mm-hmm. And
I guarantee at Galveston, some trip with a stroller would run right over.
100%. 100% someone will.
we all have
Dude,
stories of don't walk into that.
stroller.
It
Oh
will
my
hurt
God.
you. Okay, and they walk into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said this came up from a field day events where they were out at a park late at night. and someone walked into a couple of their antennas. A ham radio gentleman walked into the antennas just because you couldn't see where they're at. They were black, or the antenna itself was a wire that blended in nicely, and the reflective tape came out of that. And also, if you're just walking in the dark without a flashlight now, the LEDs on it. I was like, oh, that's amazing. He had this powered by one 9-volt battery, but it's only two LEDs. You don't need much.
Yeah, that'll last forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then another guy had. There weren't as many people this year as last. Like last year, there was like 30 or 40 different entrants. Like
Yes.
It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, I don't know what the deal was. There weren't as many people. But the guy with the 891 Go box, that was really cool.
Yes, those were just angle irons welded together entering the chat.
Yeah.
I
The
think it was
mobile
the
guy
wood.
that had that Delta loop on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're all cool.
The Delta loop itself is, here we go. Yeah, this was on top of his Jeep.
Yeah.
I don't think
You have to have a tuner for.
there it is.
There
Boom.
you go. Yeah, I mean, this is like a freaking awesome mobile setup.
Mm-hmm.
And I love those canopies that like retract like that.
The Delta loop on top I did like, and he just has a like a flag mount that he bolted to the side of his sports rack on top, so it just slides in there, and it's just held in by gravity. If you're not going down the road, you're fine.
Yeah, you're definitely not driving with that.
Yeah, but
Well, not very far.
the
Anyway.
thing with his setup that I really liked was his seat. If I could find a good spot, usually I was scrubbing these. There we go. His seat that
Oh,
was
I didn't even
attached to
notice
his.
that.
You didn't notice that?
No.
Marine rated seat that he had into his trailer hitch.
Oh, that's great.
That's pretty slick.
That
Marine
is too
rated.
cool.
So
yeah,
is
because he
this-
was just sitting there the whole time, and we're shooting the breeze. And
Yeah.
I mean, who looks at a chair?
I looked at the
I didn't
chair.
even
That was the
notice that.
first thing I noticed on this. It was the chair on it. I was like, that is amazing. I love that chair. I love the mount that he had for it, and it was just, there it is. Better shot. Trailer hitch right into the Jeep.
Yeah, that's slick.
I was just like, I can't believe that he's like, he made it everything himself. It's just a trailer hitch and bolted it to a marine chair. I was like, because I seen these, like, the trailer hitch porta potty or just the toilet bowl, the joke thing, but he put an actual chair.
Yeah. And like that's the ultimate, like pull in a park
Mm-hmm.
and get on the air, because like he made his own, like the tailgate opens up and he's got a little table there and his Go box.
Mm-hmm.
Put your chair in there. You're outdoors, even if it's drizzling. He's got, if it's raining, he's still got that canopy above his head.
At top. Yep.
That's-
And the back here is just the flip down table that they make for a majority of the Jeeps there. So he opens up the Jeep door and folds down the table, and then it just takes his hard case, plop it there, and run the antenna wires and call it a day.
It is still more work
call
than
CQ.
pulling into a park with an ATOS and just pushing the button.
Well, yeah. So why don't you enter your Exploder
as
a
the
mobile
first place winner of last year's GoKit challenge?
of the People's
thought-
Choice?
Yeah, that's like the grand prize.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be nice to just go out and judge other people
Mm-hmm.
and not be judged
And not be judged.
and pass the torch along.
Nice.
That's what I'm telling myself anyway. I really just didn't feel like I don't really have anything new that I would bring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I had like my new style Go boxes last year. Maybe I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't, like, because last year I had my G90 Go box, my ammo can radio thing. I also had my little ammo can speaker thing that I made. And I don't know, maybe something else. I don't remember. But yeah, I haven't really done anything new. So I'm like, well, what? I'm not just going to bring the same stuff that I did last year. That's
Yeah.
silly. So,
I
but I just wanted to. I really just wanted to have more time to walk around and just enjoy myself. So,
You did, and I actually did like that. I didn't have to watch the station and try to talk to people at the same time, and try to run a record everything. I'm trying to
yeah.
find, and it was this gentleman right here. This radio I kind of want. This is the TYT Ultra Light. I called it radio that only does like 25 watts.
Yeah, that's what's in that's the 8600 it looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe. But the 8600 is what's in my ammo can go box
Hmm.
thing. Because it was just lying around sitting there. I'm like, well, this needs to be in a box.
Hmm.
And I
I
never use it.
I think that'd be perfect for satellites because why is my OBS being weird tonight? I can't nicely transition. Um I have to keep changing the scene myself. Okay, I'm back. I want it for my satellite bag because it can do max of 25 watts. I don't need a 50-watt mobile radio, and that's why I'm building my satellite bag around right now. It's a 50-watt Anytone 9800. However, this is much smaller, uses less power, and I'm only going to be running it, 10 watts. And
It
that and
doesn't
this
have it's not even dual receive. Never mind full
Oh,
duplex or
this is
whatever.
not crossband repeat?
No.
No? Oh, never
No.
mind.
No. Like you
Never
can't
mind.
even it's like a Baofeng where it's just dual watch. So if
Mhm.
one VFO is listening,
Okay.
you ain't hearing anything on the other VFO.
Okay.
So
Never
no.
mind. I got excited because I just saw the compactness of it. I was like, "Oh, that would be so amazing to only have this in my bag versus a larger
Well, you could
box."
just get that new Yaesu QRP radio that's coming out eventually.
Well, yeah, and spend 4 times much more.
It
um,
does the thing. It does everything. It does
So does a
HF. It does
705.
VHF. It does UHF. 705 doesn't have two receivers. It doesn't have two VFOs.
why my OBS is being weird tonight? I'm in the studio mode, but I can't keep transitioning between y'all and the video screen. It's annoying me. Um, I yeah, I really liked his kit and how simplified it was. And then he had the ladder line for his antenna. There it is, the ladder line J pole at the top of
Oh
his
yeah,
military mast.
yeah, those are cool.
I really liked this. It was very simple to set up. The military masks, I kind of want to get in more, but they're so bulky that it's just, I see it a nightmare to move around.
That's what I use at home for my VHF antenna. I've got like 5 or 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They work great. It's a permanent installation. Everyone's like, "Oh, you don't want to use those outside." These things have been outside for as long as I've been a ham, 8 years, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
however long it's been.
Hey,
Yeah.
Paul, how's it going?
Sorry, Frank.
It's all right.
I don't know where that time went from our 3 o'clock meeting.
Mm-hmm. John's asking where you get those military masks. Almost at any hamfest or even swap
Military
meet.
stores.
That
Would
too.
you believe that? Like the
They still sell
army
them? I
surplus
keep
stores.
hearing that they
Yeah.
don't sell them anymore.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a place out in, well, it's been a couple years since I bought them, but there's a place out in College Station that I went to that had them. They used to be like $4 a piece, and now they're like $8. They may be
Hmm.
more now, but yeah, they're good.
These are the smooth military masks. Because he was sliding them up through this middle section
Oh yeah.
and just putting that up. So set up the tripod, and then this middle section, as you keep sliding it up, it automatically holds it straight, and you don't have to do the ultimate leading and balancing act as you're putting your military mast up. Especially if you're setting up a tall one and you're trying to get all the ground wires correct. I loved watching that put up, and I thought that was genius. The bad part was he said the guy doesn't sell those anymore. So
Yeah, those
Well,
tripod things are supposed to be hard to find, supposedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, you could probably find those on eBay all day long.
If not, there's an item to sell for whoever wants to weld.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what did you like? What do you think it was outstanding, Paul?
The scooter.
The scooter. Yes.
I'm telling you, she
It's
said I
transitioning
didn't
to that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
the scooter.
I didn't know it was even entered until I had all my tickets gone and I was walking back and
No.
looking at it. Yeah, and I go, what is this? And
Oh,
I see
I
the
was
cup.
surprised she didn't win. So this is Penny, and this is Penny's scooter here. It has a Yaesu dual band radio on it, UHF VHF. The faceplate's mounted to the top, and she had a full seat to sit on with the
Mhm.
radio in back in a 50 cal can that is water resistant, minus the holes we got there. And then the mic clipped down to the base there.
Yep.
And her story was just like, it was so cool because she's like, I wanted to go out to these events and everything. And it was just a pain to do that and bring the radios because she needs help from a chair. And she had the scooter built. Best words, she said. I told my boyfriend I wanted a radio on the scooter, and he said, "Yes, ma'am," and built it for her.
Mhm.
Ha! I was like, "That is awesome."
That's
Yeah, so that scooter was amazing. I'm surprised she didn't win the UHF VHF category. I thought that was going to go to her for the technicians.
Did you get a picture of the front of the scooter?
The front,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh no, here we go.
There may have been a ham radio tube sticker on it.
Are you sure?
Allegedly.
I'm positive. I'm not just sure. I'm HIV positive.
Yeah, right there. Tank radio. Hold on. Sorry, I'm about to throw OBS out the window. Tank radio sticker right there.
That was not there in the morning.
Tank radio.
That
Oh, you
was
mean down
not
here
there.
at the light where no one can see ham radio tube?
That ugly tank radio sticker was not there.
She's got
prior
one more
to
on there
that.
now. She needs to update her photo.
Mm-hmm. She does.
I know
that's
she's got at
awesome.
least one more sticker on there.
Her call sign is on the front of the scooter. I love this. And this does show. Hey, yeah, Scott. This does show that your GoKit doesn't need to be just a radio in a box. You can put them to anything. I remember our friend Noel had a when he was limited mobility due to a surgery, he kind of had the old man walker, but it was kind of a trike. And then he mounted his HF radio, the antenna, RTOS, everything to it, and just like rolled it out to a bench, and then picked up the mic and keyed it up. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." Hey, Scott, man, how you doing?
I'm exhausted.
It was last week. You had all week
Someone's
to
been
recover.
busy.
Oh man, 3 weeks in a row. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm taking a month off.
Yes.
Nice.
Actually, not a full month.
So how'd you feel like the event was, man?
Lightly attended, but we expected that might be the case with the windstorm and the dust. The other portion is, hey, we've been at this for 7 years, and it's a success because Kelly built GoKit. If you think back to the first year, Paul, Kelly didn't have a GoKit, neither did
Yeah.
Scott. And
Mission accomplished.
yeah, we set out to do what we initially set out to do, which is both of us built GoKits, and now we have. Now, do we build more? Do we go further? Yeah, most definitely. Because I think anybody that's won it or played or done any of this, yeah, once you've done it, you kind of are hooked.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what do you do next? I don't know. Mike won for a year. Paul's
Build
won.
another box.
Yeah, Paul's won twice now in the mobile category. Scott took it away from Paul this year because Paul wouldn't back his truck across the road. Yeah, I mean, it's.
I have to give everyone else a chance. I can't bring Boba every year.
And the fun part is we can go somewhere else next year too.
Mhm.
That's the fun part. We got 3 guys that did not win in our county. They're across the lake.
Yeah.
So, it's gotten bigger each year. This year was a little smaller because of the weather, I think. But I
And
mean, last year sucked for the weather too. But
And the one guy that won, that was his first Go Box.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, getting out in life says Kelly Steampunk Go Box. Let me
Yep.
show that. That was a cool Go Box, and that was in the featured main film. He has this Grand Star Line, old school box, and that opened up and revealed a radio and everything built into it. That was slick. I
That's
really
pretty
like
slick.
that.
Now I'm going to tell on Kelly here because he's
Please.
not here. He's out in his car driving around. Do you know how much time he put into that GoKit?
No,
3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, and
there's
it-
rough cuts, but I'm not going to clean up a corner. Oh, I'm blocking the corner.
You know, the
Little
key,
some
the
rough
key
cuts
is
right there.
imagine what if he had actually been able to take the time to do everything he wanted to do with it. Imagine what that would look like.
That
He said he couldn't find a diamond necklace with a big blue gem in the middle to hang in the back. So
I love it. I love it.
I love it. I mean, I know that he had been
Yeah.
planning it for, well, let's see, we went to Eisenhower State Park and did a POTA activation up there with Scott Croft. And Kelly kind of laid out to Scott what he was thinking about doing. And Scott made some suggestions. And yeah, that's what Kelly came up with. So yeah, Rough Cut fits the theme of that box.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say that. John commented that Rough Cut fits the theme. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. But again, to show you, you don't need to have a finished streamlined kit. Is all it really needs is to work and transport the radio itself. And it doesn't even have to be a box. Mike, your kit was all in your backpack, and you had, or that was secondary. Your main kit, the G90, was in a box.
Everything's in a box.
I
Everything's
think
in a box.
weren't they all in ammo boxes or no?
The G90's in an Apache 2800
Oh, okay.
case.
I
And
think it
then I
was
had
Mike's speaker
a couple,
too
ammo
that drew
boxes.
everybody into his to take
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
Bluetooth
speakers.
speaker,
He turned on the metal, and
Yeah.
it's like everybody's head spun. They're all looking and going, "What's that?" And
I threw on Sirius XM liquid metal and let everybody enjoy the
it was
the
great.
insanely heavy death metal that I listened to.
Seven people got whiplash, but
love it,
It was great.
love it.
Yeah,
So-
the first thing the guy asked that won the cup this year was, "Is this okay to drink from?" I was like, "I don't know. I think I'd wash it."
Yeah.
do
Now-
you trust the previous winners?
yes, pretty much.
It stayed on my shelf.
It was in Mike's house. No, I know it wasn't in
No,
Mike's house.
I didn't take it home. I did not want that responsibility.
He
Like
walked
I
over
got
to me
the
after-
plaque.
Yeah, he walked over to me after last year and said, "No, I will break this. This will get broken. It
Mhm.
needs to stay with you." So it lived on my shelf over here for all of this last year. Although, yeah, the little cup came back with a little ding.
No.
See?
Ooh.
I
Well,
just
plus,
wanna-
I'm 3.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Like everyone else that goes, I'm probably the farthest person that drives there. Everyone else is kind of in that area. I'm like, I don't want to drive like 3 hours away and be responsible for this highly coveted. I mean, it's almost as coveted as Lord Stanley's cup.
Stanley Cup. It's almost as big. So I did notice that it is different now. I forgot they did change it. So
Mm.
this
Yeah.
was the first year he did these, and the new one has the Jeep on the mobile. I don't know if it's the Jeep on all of them or not.
I
Or is
think
that just the mobile?
Needs to be a
24 and
Ford
25
Explorer.
got the Jeep.
Next year it's a Ford Explorer.
The
Whoever wins, it should be their car engraved in the next year's.
I don't think there's really nothing special about my mobile install. I got like a couple antennas on the front and a couple radios in there. Like
That's
Yeah, but
all
not
it
everybody,
needs.
not everybody can say they've done 90 miles an hour with an ATAS strapped to the front of a Ford.
Oh, I go faster than that.
Okay, then faster than
Don't
that.
I
don't
did-
admit it on a live
Have
stream.
have you been on I-45 between Dallas and Huntsville?
Yes,
If you're
how
not
can you
going
even
at
get up
least
to
90?
speed these days on Saturday or Friday or on Sunday? I can hardly
You
hit
gotta drive
the max
aggressively.
speed.
I do have to
Coming
say,
back
though,
was a nightmare though. There was so
Mike,
many freaking people
looking
on the
at your
road.
antenna, I parked just, I could see it. That whip is bent backwards a bit. So
It's
I
got
could
the
tell
Yaesu
you've been,
lean.
yeah, you've been exceeding certain speed limits.
Yes.
What mount are you using on the ATAS, Mike?
It's a metal bracket that I bought from like American Radio Supply or some. It's probably wrong, but it turns out that Comet makes it. So I bought two for the left-hand side of my car, thinking I could just flip it over and use it on the right-hand side. Well, no angles. But so Mick from Comet, who is retired now, he's the one that actually made those, and he emailed me or something after he saw my video installing the VHF site. He's like, I make those. I can just make like 50 more of them and send you one. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, it's a metal bracket specifically made because like he did a lot of installs for, because my Explorer is like the same kind of Explorer that police use. So they do a lot of radio installs and they use those brackets for police, but for some reason they never made a passenger side one. So he just mirrored it and made 50 and sent me one, and it's it. But
That's
yeah,
how
it's hard to find a mount that'll go under, like mounted under the hood like mine is. And they make them for several different models of car and truck, or mostly just truck, but not everything. I get emails from people every now and again. They're like, where can I find them? Like,
to answer.
I lucked out.
Walcott Radio has some, but again, it's all for driver's side.
Well, so there's a few different companies that make or that sell those mounts, but they all come from Mick from Comet.
So I
So
saw
he-
some at HRO too.
So this
They
is
might
the
have some.
kit that won the HF, the technician class, UHF VHF 50 and over. And there were a couple of questions on this GoKit. It's the hard Pelican case. I liked that he did the standoff mounts for his laptop. And
Yeah,
so
that was really
the
cool box.
airflow is not, it gets up underneath there and it all sits nicely. Then he has the power poles at the top here fused, and one of these, I think the bottom one that labels direct for solar input. The thing I liked about his kit was this 2-op box.
Yeah.
So he did like the circuitry, so 2 microphones plugged into his radio, and whichever one keys up is the one that's live going to the radio, and both people can listen to the speaker, and you have 2 mics. That was so cool.
I
That-
talked
mics
to
at
him
the
this
same
week and
time,
told
man.
him we've gotten multiple rounds of questions about that box.
Mm-hmm.
And you see how the mic, if you look in that picture, how the mic actually attaches to the top of the GoKit.
Yeah, right by the handle. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there on the handle, it actually attaches to the Pelican case.
Is that serendipitously that the slot is just that size?
When you design it to be, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he 3D
He
printed
did.
something.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
printed
Yeah.
that.
That little insert above the air pressure relief thing is also, he printed something with his call sign there. It slides into those Apache cases.
Oh,
You know, what's
yeah.
cool, this is his first year.
yeah.
That's why I say you can be 7-year veteran of this thing and have somebody come in the very first year and walk away with it,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because they come in with ideas that are a little more outside the box than where you're at. And yeah, it just goes to show you anybody can walk away with it.
Mm-hmm. This was pretty cool. I didn't know that was 3D printed. The label. That's awesome.
I didn't even know it was removable till he's, and then I bought some last week, and they have a blanks, you know, you could put something on there, and I thought, oh, why you just print it and replace it.
Yeah, this was a slick kit. I really did like it.
I told him he should sell those boxes.
So
Yeah,
did I. Same thing.
same thing. I told him that. He said he wasn't quite interested in that. There's a company, I featured them on the video for Orlando Hamfest, that they were making dual op radio headphone sets and mics and pedals. So
I've
that you
seen
can do
something else out there, like Michael KB9 VBR. This is probably a couple years ago. He had a video, but I think he had like 4 people around the table, and they all had their own microphone. So there's things like there. Somebody might have made it though. I don't know, but that is really cool to have. Because like me and Ryan were doing a POTA on Friday night, and we were sitting in his car with the Tar Heel, and we had to pass the microphone back and forth 315 times because that's how many contacts we made.
Oh wow.
Man, the horror of having to pass the microphone about a foot and a half away.
It
If we
takes
could
time.
just have our own.
It takes time, and then the awkwardness here, and I usually don't like to do that. If the bands are up, I'll get my 10 and hand the mic. If they're down, then yeah, that's when I pass the mic. You call in CQ for 5 minutes and get someone. Let's log
We
them
called
both.
CQ once and didn't stop for 4 hours and 51 minutes.
Chris says
It
one
was
mic is enough.
Insane.
We don't want
Yes.
to.
But that's that guy. I railed him in one of my videos, one of my stupid comment videos. So
Love it. I love it. There was another question about this mic. How do you know who keyed up first? The circuitry was very simple. There was no light or anything that keyed up. Whoever hit the key got it.
well,
So,
I think you're gonna follow the same decorum as if you were physically passing the
Yeah.
microphone.
hold on
you
for
know, so,
second
like,
op, and then he
when
just keys up.
when Ryan and I operate together, I always make him go first, and then he just passes me the mic, and it makes it easy. So everyone always knows the first operator is KF8IV, and then I'm the second operator.
hmm
So like when you're putting someone in your log, because some people will be like, all right, Frank just worked, now I'm working, and then I say QRZ, and they got to change who they're talking to in their log, and it just makes it easier if you just keep the same rhythm. So if by having 2 microphones, that would be really cool. But I don't know enough people to probably justify having 2 microphones
Yeah.
in my car.
Now, did y'all see this box? I'm sorry for the video, but my OBS is being stupid today. He said he pre-bought this box.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Commander 7100 because
those
it's
have been out for a
the
while.
71 Icom 7100 radio mounted there, and I this is the first time I've seen this box, so I didn't know really what it was until he talked about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty neat. They've been out for, gosh, as long as I know. Because Dennis 86DM had one. I don't know if he still does. But
Oh,
they make them
really?
for a couple different radios. I think he had one for the 857, if I'm not mistaken.
I was excited about it till I saw the price.
How much are they?
Without the battery, without the radio, $650 for an 891. With the battery, it was 8 something, and then you have to add your own radio.
Was it by Hardin
Yeah.
Power Systems? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just
All
making
right, yeah.
sure I had the right link before
I mean, if you want to
switched over
invest
to-
in a nice looking, solid, one-time thing,
Mhm.
I guess, but that's a lot of money.
So here it is.
It is nice.
A box to
71.
put your radio in should not cost more than the radio.
Exactly.
Like, come on. Like, I understand
Yeah.
making money in
Yeah, but
capitalism.
how
and
much
all,
how
but-
much does armor lock cost?
100 something.
120?
more than they should, but yeah.
Maybe a
paid-
little more.
I paid like 180 for everything that I bought at Hamcation.
Mhm.
I mean, I can haggle him a little bit, but I'm like, bro, do you know who I am? He's like, I don't.
Want
I'm kidding.
You want a sticker?
Mhm.
But he made a good point though, Ryan from Armalock. If you drop your radio, which I have,
Mhm. And Shane
if you
has.
if you gotta fix something on there, it's expensive.
Mhm.
But yeah, for $180, I got the cage, I got
Mhm.
the DigiRig holder, I got the coax adapter. I got the CW key thing. I think that was about it. So, I mean, but for what it is, like, it's craftsmanship. It's American craftsmanship. It's a good quality product. It's not just some 3D printed piece of junk. It's aluminum that's laser cut and powder coated. It's a good product. And I have 2 of them. And I paid for both of them.
I bought my armor lock. That video is probably going to be coming out sometime this month, and it was 200. I rounded up slightly.
Jody's had cars where the stereo was worth more than the vehicle.
I missed that. There it is.
I gotta find a way to put wheels on my 6U. Literally, that thing.
It's called a dolly.
Heavy. I mean, 2 years of lugging around this 6U SKB. You know, the first year I built it, maybe it's because I was younger. But every year I lug this thing around, it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And I think Cliff was right to build one on wheels. Because, you know, I've seen Coleman's. He's got his on wheels now. There was another one that was kind of a modification of what Cliff did last year with the Milwaukees. I don't know. Maybe I'm headed that direction next year.
I've got mine built into a Gator case that has wheels.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of cases on wheels, and I'm going to say there's probably a pretty good reason for that, because it's probably heavy enough that my back's going to get put out carrying it around 3-4 times.
Why don't you go to Home Depot and get a moving dolly? Or better yet, Harbor Freight.
I have those.
The last thing I want to point out on this, these AP Quick Con Connects, I believe this gentleman's name is Bill. He had an issue trying to set up his radio that day where the power cable for the battery wasn't quite right, and he had to pull out that QuickCon Connect, and he used it and said it saved the day for him. So definitely have those in your GoKit. I have two of them.
That's a good reminder.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I made a few of those, and they're sitting in my freaking workbench here. I need to put them in. I need to put them in all my bags.
Mm-hmm.
That was my best purchase at the DFW Ham Expo last year. I got 2 of those.
Yeah, I swear by these. I did use mine in Sapphire when I was fixing her the other day, when I was just doing a quick fix to see what the actual issue was, and I used it and it worked, and I was like, yay! Minus me hitting one of my extension cables. I did not use the actual cable I used for the radio when I used the hammer on it. I just had an extension cable. It was like 6 inches, and I broke that one for the video.
If at first you don't succeed, hit it with a hammer.
That's what I did. It was a fun short too. So Scott, any thoughts or plans? What's going to be coming up for the next year?
We're going to have a leadership meeting sometime after Texas State Parks on the Air.
Mm-hmm.
And what's a leadership meeting mean? All the former winners get an invite to go somewhere, and we're going to sit down, put our heads together. And Kelly said we got to get real about,
Get real about,
He actually said that, there's a couple classes and categories that we'd like to add to it. But if we do, then we need to come up with a real way to do it, a real way to judge it,
mm-hmm.
as well as we need to post those rules far enough advance that everybody gets it. So everybody knows. Now, where are we going to go? We won't tell you till later in the year. Why?
Any teasers on what these new categories might be?
Maybe a technical rating build. Maybe a youth category.
Ooh.
A couple modifications on who can win the overall prize.
And anyone over 3 hours away prize?
There you go. There's been about 10, 15 different ideas that have all kind of bubbled up in rumination and talking and discussions. And if you're aware of kind of how the group has done it, because Paul's been on the leadership portion of this ever since
Steampunk category.
one of the categories in the past. And
Yeah.
literally, we usually get together, do as little as possible, and pull it off. Something was said about, well, what would really happen if we actually focused a little bit, did a little more detailed work on it, and then gave you details ahead of time, but didn't tell you where you were going until the last minute. And
So there's a drag strip south of Dallas, right on 45. We could have a fastest HF antenna without falling off category.
ooh, ooh.
Wow.
You're talking about Ennis?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a drag
know.
strip in Ennis.
It's the only drag strip off of 45 that I know of.
There's a vacant one just to the north end of Denton that I don't think they ever use anymore. I know they've filmed a few times out there. But yeah, Ennis, I think, how much does Ennis cost to lease out for a day?
My Jeep would be out on
Probably
the
a
first
lot.
turn. It's too high. It'd be rolling over
No,
on
it's
the
just
first turn.
it's just a drag strip.
Oh, it's just a strip. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Maybe.
we're
Great
coming up
line.
on the top of the hour here, so I'm going to go ahead and start doing the round the table here. Let's go ahead and start with you, Paul. Where can we find more about you and what's coming up?
Every Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. Central. If Jason goes overtime, just join my stream after Jason's finished. Prep Hand Paul on everything.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Tonight's a battery box build.
Yay!
Tonight, my small one
Ooh.
for a
Nice.
16
Little
amp
guy.
hour. Yeah,
On?
the small Apache.
You're gonna build that live?
Yep.
Oh boy.
It's a simple one though, Mike.
Punishment.
But I will give kudos or credit to Mike. I'm building 3, and my large one is going to be tailored after Mike's with his fuse switch and all that. So I've been buying all the parts for that. But that's down the
Nice.
road.
Hopefully
Anyway,
you
this
used
is-
my affiliate links.
I did. This one's a
Did-
quick. This one's a quick one. I already drilled the holes because that was,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't need to do that online.
Did
It's
you
gonna
get
be a simple one.
The Droke battery meter?
I got that for the big box. This
Okay.
one does not have that. Yeah. This
Gotcha.
is just when I take my 705 out, QRP, 16 amp hour. I'll have 2 things in my hand and be good.
16 amp hour. How many days are you trying to run with that 705?
Well, no, I like to try to fit whatever I can in here. And look at this. I'll give you a little preview. Look how much space is in there. That's 16
yeah.
amp hour. I got plenty of room for stuff. So.
Mhm.
Bigger than the radio.
Cords.
Yes, it is. It's heavier too.
Storage for
You need,
cords.
Anyway.
you need a Denko, man. You need a Denko.
I do need 3 more batteries.
Look at that.
I need 3 more batteries. I got to fit in boxes, so I need to get some
A
suggestions.
100 amp hour?
My 100 amp hour is going in my big box, a 3800
Mhm.
Apache.
You can fit that in an entire Apache box?
I have the same thing, but you probably have it inside, don't you, Mike? Yeah. What is it, 6?
There's the Denko. Yeah, it's 5.5, 6. Something
Oh,
like
5,
that.
yeah. Yeah, I got the same setup. I could throw it in
Just
there
took
too, I
this out
guess.
today. I got
But I'm
Stuart at Mike 0 Tango Quebec, park to park on frickin' 10 meters.
Nice. Mike, you got the screen. Where can we find more about you and what's coming up?
YouTube or probably some, I don't know, government listing.
Watch
I
list.
don't know. Yeah, government watch list, FAA watch list, the no-fly list. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. It was
You bet.
fun having you at the house, and
Not gonna lie, the pizza was still the highlight of the weekend.
it was pretty good.
Although no, I went to HRO afterwards.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I haven't been there before, so yeah, I had a lot of fun. Scott, thank you for continuing to put this show on. It's awesome.
Kelly and I have a blast every year.
Scott, tell us real quick about Hamstop and where can we find more information about the GoKit challenge?
GoKitChallenge.org is the website. And those of you that got pins, yeah, it's on the side of the pin. If you don't have the pin, hunt me down at a ham fest near you, maybe. Yeah, I'll be running around at a few ham fests, and we have a few pins to give away.
Nice.
Just a few.
I got the pin. Real fast, 45 Auto says boat anchor category.
There you go.
I love everything about that. That'd be so much fun. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Scott, the other Scott, my partner in crime. What's going on with you and coming up on any of your channels?
Well, I did put out another video on my new channel, Recoil Ready. It's getting okay. I mean, it's not doing like the original video. It's kind of hard to beat 20 million views.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got another show idea for Ham Radio for Non-Techies. So just be looking out for that. Hopefully get it out this week. I've been really busy lately, so I'm just trying to catch up with a lot of stuff and get out there and start doing some shooting.
Love it. Love it. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate y'all coming on and hanging out with us. And thank y'all for watching out there. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. If you're not a supporter already, or if you want to join me for the once a month Tank Radio Commander meeting, head over to Patreon or click the member button in YouTube and join that way. Y'all are amazing. Great. This has been a blast. The GoKit Challenge was so much fun. Can't wait to greater and better things coming with it next year. As always, y'all, go forth and conquer. Say bye.
Bye, everybody.
I gotta scroll up and down and thank you to all my Patreon supporters. You can support me on Patreon. There's a link in the description below. And to all my tankers out there, go forth and conquer.